Welcome back to Skippers, presented by Owner's Box Fantasy Sports. Today's segment, buy low, sell high target for your teams in fantasy baseball. Avery Chenier, Jeremy Roach, and very special new guest, Andrew Boyer, joining the show for targets this week in fantasy baseball. Be nice to Andrew. He's new. I mean, on the waiver wire in the league we play in, this guy doesn't stop making moves. It's actually incredible. Jared, what do you have to say about Andrew week one? We're not going to let him talk right yet, but how has his first couple of days been so far?
It's been great. Obviously, Jays fan, so I like him even better.
Yeah, we can make this work since he's a Jays fan. Yeah. But let's get into it quick. Jeremy, your first buy low target this week.
So my buy low guy is actually someone on the IL, which we haven't done yet. We haven't targeted someone who's injured, which is obviously a buy low candidate, but that's Brian Hayes. And Avery and I love him. I know. I'm not sure what you think, Andrew.
We're going to start aligning with what Andrew thinks, and maybe we might be on the same page.
He'll get on the same page as us, for sure. But Brian Hayes, we love Brian Hayes. I mean, I can tell you how good he's been, which he only played 2 games this year, and
they were incredible.
They looked incredible, but I think that fantasy owners are going to be starting to get frustrated with this injury stint, and I think that you could get him for a low price, and I think that you should, especially with players who are bottom of their leagues, because they need to make a move. They need an active player.
Yes, they do need an active player.
And you could definitely get him for a low price, so Brian Hayes is my buy low.
I have no issues. It is frustrating. We get news that his wrist injury or whatever gets worse. Then the next day we get news that he's hitting BP. It makes no sense. Buy low on Brian Hayes. Yeah. Why not? Pirates are going to use him. So, Andrew, your guy, your first buy low.
So my buy low is Freddie Freeman. He's batting below 230, which might have some fantasy managers panicking. But his batting average on balls in play is 180. So his StatCast profile shows he's barreling the ball often. So now is the time to swoop in with a decent offer for last year's NL MVP. It might not be easy to prime away because of his name value alone, but a good, decent trade offer should get him away from a slacking fantasy manager.
I mean, we're trying to take advantage of the guys who don't really play. It's one of your buddies who's in the bottom. It's like T-Mac. Our boy we love T-Mac, but the reason T-Mac is in our league is so we can take his money and take his players, right? So these are the guys you want to pry away. It's a great call. Your thoughts, Freddie Freeman, Jared?
I mean, Freddie Freeman's just obviously a fantasy beast, and he hasn't come out to the start that everyone was expecting him to have like they do every year. But great buy low candidate.
It'll be hard to get him off.
It'll be definitely a veteran fantasy owner. It would take a lot to get Freddie Freeman off his hands, just because he's been so good and so consistent. But completely agree. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. He's not hitting as well as he is, but he's not getting lucky. So I like that buy low candidate.
All right, my buy low, Kyle Tucker of the Houston Astros, currently slashing 183, 241, 356, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. Right now, his expected batting average is 269, and his batting average on fastball is 167, but expected batting average is 307. You're just not getting lucky at that point. I mean, Kyle Tucker is a guy going in the top ends of drafts at the start of the year, so people are going to kind of be reluctant to move away from him. For a guy who was young, who we thought this was his breakout season, obviously a top prospect, the pedigree's there. He's done it all before. I mean, this is just a guy that you want on your team. You look at his comparable batted ball profiles. The first one that comes up is Ryan McMahon from this year, who's having the breakout season so far of anyone probably in the MLB. And then it's the same batted ball profile. One person is getting really lucky, one person's not getting lucky, and that's Kyle Tucker. All of his percentile rankings are above league average, which is good. K rate, walk rate, similar to every other season, 46% hard hit rate, but the launch angle is a little low. But that could just be the way pitchers are attacking him so far this season. 177 batting average on balls in play, similar to Ozzie Albies last week, just getting unlucky. The hits are going to start falling in, stolen base upside are there. It's a guy I just like. You have concerns about where he's hitting in the lineup, Jer.
I mean, I told you I traded for him. It was a trade involving Judge for Tucker.
You said you didn't like my pick today, and then within 30 seconds you said, I did just trade for him, though.
I traded for him this week. I do like Tucker's upside, but he hits 7th in the order. Like, what
For a lineup who's top 3 in the American League.
I mean, everyone was kind of not surprised, but people did have doubts of him being a top 10 fantasy outfielder, which a lot of pros had him. We're not going to say we're pros, but he was 7 or 8 ranked in there, which was kind of a shocker for a guy who hits 7th in the order, just because that lineup's so stacked. But explain to me why people shouldn't be concerned about him hitting 7th in the order.
So Michael Brantley is a guy who's done it for so long. 2 in the order, great contact hitter. That's old school baseball, putting a contact hitter 2 after a speed guy at 1. Kyle Tucker starts hitting the ball hard. He starts getting more on base. The only place he's going is up. He's not going down. Miles Straw is hitting 8 in that lineup. So I can't be concerned. If this is the worst he's doing, so be it. But he's only going to go up. He's not going down.
Kyle Tucker's another guy. If the fantasy manager's near the bottom of the league and he might be getting frustrated, it'd be a good guy to target.
Yeah, because they don't know. He's never done it before.
He definitely doesn't look flashy. I mean, you see that 7th spot.
But and he wears no batting gloves, which is a guy
That's Grady. That's Grady.
And that's need that. So get into your sell high player.
So this is going to be something where, I mean, sell high is always tough because you're giving up a guy who's playing extremely well. Yeah. So the stats are going to look good. Everything's going to look good. And I'm going with it, and I'm going Ohtani, batter. It's too much right now. Like, he's playing too good. Like, okay, his stats are insane, okay? He's barreling the ball at 23% rate, okay? He's top 4% in sprint speed. Then this guy goes out and pitches. Like, how is he taking in all this information? One, he's not putting in an inch of looking at these pitchers, the opponent pitchers, and saying, like, how am I going to target? He doesn't have time.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's more important that he looks at the lineup he's going to be facing when he's pitching more than hitting every day. I think he's at the highs of his value, and I think that you should sell him. I really do think that. I'm not going to bash the guy. I mean, he's hitting insane. He looks amazing on the field, but that's the reason why sell high is hard.
Your thoughts before I got something to say.
I think Ohtani isn't a guy that's going to get you 100 RBI, 100 runs, and 30 home runs just because of the injury risk. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely someone I'd sell for a more seasoned batter.
And I think you guys are wrong because Shohei Ohtani, we said at the start of the year, if he only hits, he's an MVP candidate, right?
He's not only
that talented. But as long as we don't get a labrum injury, we don't get Tommy John again, like something like that, he's going to hit. He's only been out of the lineup 2 days. I mean, I love it. Someone we took in the 10th round is probably our second best hitter on our team that we managed together. So,
which is why he's a great sell high.
But we're not selling him because he's legit our second best player.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, though, but we can sell him for someone who can be our top guy, too. But that's the point of it.
I like him. It's a breakout season. I like to ride this breakout. I'm riding through it.
Let's hear it in the comments. I mean, Andrew and I are on selling them. You're on, I guess, holding them if you're an owner. So we want to hear this one in the comments. This is the big debate. This was the Reese Hoskins of last week. It's Ohtani batter, sell high or hold. Yeah. We want to hear it.
Okay, Andrew, your guy.
My sell high is Randy Arozarena. Started the playoffs last year, led fantasy managers to take him in the 5th round. But if you can get like a top 50 player in return from him right now, I'd definitely make that trade. His batting average on balls in play is .450, so that's super bloated. And he's striking out nearly 35% of the time. So his batting average is sitting at .265, but his expected batting average, according to StatCast, is under 200 at .195. So, and his barrel percentage is in the 5th percentile. So it's someone that doesn't make hard contact and is getting really lucky when he's hitting the ball in play. So I definitely look to trade a Arozarena maybe for someone like Alex Verdugo or Trent Grisham.
I love Trent Grisham.
I love Trent Grisham
too. There. Mm-hmm. I mean, Arozarena is a guy I have no shares of. You have any shares of him?
No, but I wasn't big on him, but I am going to.
You thought the breakout playoffs was real.
I thought it was real. I'll be honest. And I mean, what Andrew stated, great stats, by the way, Andrew. Great first episode stats there for the viewers. But I do agree with him that you can flip him if you can flip him for Trent Grisham, I'd be ecstatic for that.
I mean, you have Trent Grisham in our league, which is, I thought I was going to be able to get him right away, but I couldn't because he knows what he's doing. But not a bad play. I'm going to go my sell high guy. That is Justin Turner of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Right now, slashing .333, .415, 600, 7 home runs, 22 RBIs. His expected batting average is .279. Nothing to laugh at, but it is a regression from his actual batting average. .373 batting average on balls in play for a guy with no speed. You're getting lucky, you're having good hit, like, it's fine. That's normal for him. He's really around 300, 320 on his BABIP. Main reason to be selling high on Justin Turner is concerns of playing time over the full season. Every rest of season projection has him only playing a max of 105 games. Dave Roberts right now, I mean, he's kind of fighting. People don't like Dave Roberts right now, and he's playing Justin Turner because he is one of the hottest bats right now. Mm-hmm. And Edwin Rios has been so horrible. It is the only reason that I think Justin Turner is playing this much, playing this well. Obviously, he's a good player. We've seen it for years. I think you just got to sell high for someone like a Cabrian Hayes. I would probably trade for Justin Turner, no doubt.
Yeah, I think you're right on Cabrian Hayes. I think you can get a little more also with Cabrian Hayes in a package deal. Justin, first of all, congratulations to any fantasy owner who drafted Justin Turner.
Yeah,
because
absolutely, yeah.
You would have the balls to draft this guy who you it was almost projected that he was going to play like 50% of the games before the year. And you go out and you draft him. And I was looking at his stats.
Like his bad X was like 94 games like at the start of the season.
Yeah.
That's his projection.
And you look at his stats, he cranks the ball, he hits it hard. And before the year, I was trying to think, like, why is no one drafting him? And they're talking about playing time. And now he's getting the playing time, and he's playing very well.
It's like Chris Taylor, too. It's like so similar.
But you look at the Dodgers lineup, and it is stacked. And what happens when Turner is not hitting as well as he is? He gets shifted down or he gets bumped out of the lineup.
He's also 36 years old. He's going to have days off. They're going to prepare for a long postseason, which he'll be playing a lot of games in. So, I mean...
So, pretty much, I love your pick, is what I'm saying.
Jeremy,
I love the sell high pick.
Jeremy, that was really awesome.
And they have a lot of players on injury reserve, like Bellinger and McKinstry, and people that are come back and maybe starts getting shuffled to the bench.
That infield's just going to be loaded with left-handed hitting infielders that, I mean, balance that lineup a little bit. But that's all I got. Any more notes from anyone here?
Nope.
Great episode. Let us know how Andrew did. Your players sell high, buy low. That's all I got. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.